Hey folks, Damon Wood here again for Modern Music Studio with another 30-minute lesson. This time we're talking about Mississippi John Hurt and country blues fingerpicking. Mississippi John Hurt was known for kind of a boom chick, they call it. He's got his melodies going on top, but it always had that rhythmic feel, that pulse of like, you feel like you got a band playing with you, right? It sounds like three guys playing at once when he gets everything going. So one of my favorite musicians of all time, he went and did some recordings in New York City. He was from Mississippi. He went to New York City in the late 20s and got to record some songs. And then later in the 60s, he was rediscovered and got to go on all the folk tours and got to share his music with everybody at that point. So this one's for him, Mississippi John Hurt. Check him out. He's got wonderful stuff. Fabulous voice, great lyrics, just amazing stuff. So anyway, we're going to get started. I'm going to show you the tab right now. This is the alternate bass line for a song called I Got the Blues and I Can't Be Satisfied. So what's going to happen with this is we're going to use our middle finger for those threes because of what we're going to have to do with the chord shape later. So use your middle finger on that three, and I'll go ahead and play it for you once. Okay, so now let's have you look at that tab again, and I will count us off. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so that's thumb all the way, only the thumb. Your other fingers are going to be doing other stuff. You're going to be using these other two fingers to get the different strings up top. So your middle finger is going to get the bottom string, and your first finger is going to get the second string, and that thumb is going back and forth, getting all those bass notes moving around. So let's try that together one more time, and thumb all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to the 5. Hold that open and rest. And you notice some of these measures just have 2 beats in them, so that's part of the trick too that he had going. Okay, so hopefully everyone's doing good with that. We're going to move on to the other notes that we're going to add into that. For instance, 3 to open is a bit more difficult when you have to put a 3 down here on the second string with that 3 and an open on the bottom string with that D string open. Okay, so instead of, now we've got, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to get us started. Now we're going to have an 8th note, so those are quarter notes. 1, 2, we're going to have an and right there. 1, 2, and then we're going to have this one. Okay, so look at your tab. Let's look at the tab right here. Okay, see what's going on there? Now the next one is going to be a little bit different. So it's kind of split up a little different there. So let's look at those first 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so it's getting more complicated as we go here. Now the third measure is the same as the second one. That fourth measure is going to be a little different. Okay, so let's go on back and let's try those 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, how's everybody doing out there? Should probably try that one again. Maybe we'll slow it down a little bit too. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if that seems too tough, then go on back to your get that bass thing worked out. Because you really got to feel that to put that other stuff in there with it. Okay, so we're going to move through that first part. There's basically 3 parts to this. So let's go back on through that first part, and then we'll get into the second part. So I'm going to play you through the whole thing right here. Okay, so let's go back to that first part. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next part. So that's a quick slide. You don't have to mess with the slide if you don't want to. Without the slide, it would just be. So that's a fun little riff there. You get to just go. Okay, so let's go from, we won't do the slide on that 5, but we will play that 5th measure. It has that 5th fret to start with. Okay, let's do that one again. 5th measure and 6th measure. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then let's look to the next measure there. That's going to be so 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and okay, and then you got the. So that's a tricky maneuver right there, getting that 3, and you kind of want your 3rd finger because you're gonna have to use your 1st finger after it. So. As you slide from 3 to 7 and 1, you want to hit that A string at the same time. So let's go from the 3 open and then 3 sliding up measures. Here we go. 3, 4. Whoops. One more time. 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, let's try that last measure we just did. 2, 3, the 5, 3, 0 thing. 2, 3, 4. And then we have a repeat of those other 2 measures. With one more last little boom chick at the end there. So let's go on back to, let's go to this new part where we had 3 open, and that 3 comes up to the 7 as you hit the A string. Okay, so that's one of the trickier parts of the tune. So let's count that, and I'll say 3, 4, 3, open, da-dum. We're gonna do that. 3, 4. Okay. So let's run through all the parts, each one kind of separately. So let's look at your tab again here a little bit. Check out your tab, maybe practice those first 4 a little bit before we get into it together. All right, let's try those first 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop. 2, 3, 4. me try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to go on to the second part. Let's skip the slide right now. When we do the whole thing together, we'll put that slide in there as a little bit of style points kind of thing. But for right now, we're just going to go 5, 5, open 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's just do that little part from the 5 again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we'll look at the next line. We're going to do those 2 in a row that repeat from the 3. I'll do it once. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's do the third line and the fourth line together from that 5. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's go back. Let's try to do the whole song. The first 8 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's look at this new part. The 3 in the open with the 3 sliding up to the 7. So that's going to be. Okay, so once more from that measure, I'll give you a 3-4 count. The 3 open, 3 sliding up. 3, 4. Okay, so for anybody who that's a little bit too much for, why don't we run through the bass thing one more time? And then as we go through the second time of that, then I will go ahead and play the song and you try to keep playing your bass line, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you did better than I did that time. Here goes the beginning. Again. Alright, so check that tune out. Always give it a listen. He's got, you know, his versions will be a little different than that. He'll have some different improv stuff and different, you know, versions over the years and things. But anyway, got the blues, can't be satisfied. Mississippi John Hurt. And so now we're going to move on to the next song. And this one, I'm going to put up a tab here now for it. This one is Let the Mermaids Flirt With Me. So let me go ahead and play this one for you. We'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to break down exactly the bass line. We might just kind of do that as we go on this one. So here's how this one goes. so we're going to break down the bass line for Let the Mermaids Flirt With Me. So let's look at the tab for that. And let's try to get on that a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, all thumb on this. So that's a little fast riff. Let's look at that. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we know that's coming up. It's coming up a little bit later too, and it sort of happens at the end. So we'll try it again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's like a song on its own, the little bass line. You start putting all that other stuff in there and it gets wacky and crazy. So let's try that bass line again. 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and hit from that last little bit, and we'll do it just like the other ones are. We'll go back to the beginning. So last measure, like the others with the fast riff, and go back to the top. 2, 3, and. So 3 hits the 5 when you hit the D string. And that's open A with the 3 up there. See how that's, you got the D with a D and a A with an F. That becomes like a C chord. And then you go to an F chord. This is thumb around the top. Okay, so it's hard to slow it down and remember it all, right? You get into doing it kind of fast. So let's see where we're at here. Let's look at that tab again. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. That has a little the end thing there. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Oop, that might have been a D there. I might have been wrong with that. Okay, so let's start somewhere in the middle up in there. Let's say we got G7. Yeah, so it was the A there. I was rather. This gets tricky. I gotta do that up to speed. That's too hard to do. Okay, so tricky little tune. We're gonna try to get into that middle part again. Okay, talking to myself and it's getting weird. Okay, anyway, let me play a little bit of this Satisfied again. Got the blues and I can't be satisfied. Got the blues and one up day I'm gonna catch that train and ride. I got the blues and I can't be satisfied. Got the blues and one old day I'm gonna catch that train and ride. And here's a little bit of Mermaid. Blues all on my body, my darling has forsaken me. And if I ever see her face again, I'll have to swim across the sea. But when my earthly trials are over, cast my body out into the sea and save all the undertaker bills. Let the mermaids flirt with me. Okay. So you got the tabs there, just a matter of taking it one at a time and going through, figuring out kind of your bass, getting used to your thumb picking going on and getting those other fingers in there with it. We can go back to I Got the Blues a little bit and look at that first line. Let's try that together if you guys are ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. to try the Mermaids. 2, 3, 4. All right, Mississippi John Hurt. So let's do a little bit more work here, looking in through those notes. So from the top with the notes. 2, 3, 4. Let's do that from that F again. 2, 3, and. One more time. 2, 3, and. It's hard to do it slow. So that's that up. It's gonna have that last one is. All right.